So today you came in a dhoti. Very good. You have a Tiruman and you have Samarshred and everything. Who is Acharya? Andavanash. Okay, very good. That's okay. That's good. Mala. One second. What happened? They said a lot of Telugu people, Telugu
Temple opens at 6. So slowly people.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Slowly will start to eat.
Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha, Om Asutparamagurubhyo Namaha, Om Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. Sri Ranganath Shatakopaitindra Drashtam Lakshmi Nrusimha Shadiyat Karuneka Patram Sri Rangabira Raghurat Shatakopa Hujjam Vedanta Deshika Yatindram Aham Prapajye Sri Srimate Srivan Shatakopa Sri Vedanta Deshika Yatindra Deshika Yanamaha Om Keshavari Kupa Patram Tishamari Gunanavam Shishari Dishanam Deshikinaham Bhaje Ramanudaya Patram Jnanavairagya Simad Venkatanathāryam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Natha Yamana Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Adharahitacharu Vamshanalaha Makutalambi Mayura Pinchamalaha Hari Nila Shila Vibhangalilaha Pratibha Santu Mama Antima Prayane. Generally, seems more of no Telugu people. So generally, when the last minute comes, what do you think you will think of, Amma? What do you think anybody will think of? Oh, I'm dying. What will happen to my family? What will happen to my family? How about my sons? This is what we think. You know, a Mahatma Vedanta Deshika in Gopala Vimshati describes Krishna, there will be a last minute for every one of us. When my last minute comes, Krishna, Adharahita Charu Vamshanalaha, with a beautiful flute on your lips, Makuta Lambi Mayura Pinchamalaha, with a wonderful peacock feather in your plume, Hari Nila Shila Vibhangalilaha, with your beautiful Indranila Deha Kanti, Pratibhas Santumava Antima Prayani, may you come and stand like that before my eyes during my last moments. So here, why we started with this shloka? Bhagavatam literally means it is Krishna Katha. So we should just move to Krishna Katha as soon as possible. But that Krishna Katha is there all the way in Dashamaskandham. Dashamaskandham. So before going to that, Maharshi Vedavyasa is preparing us. So to know a little bit more about Bhagavatas, today we will think about Dhruva Maharaja, how he became Dhruva Nakshatram. Then we go to Bharata, Jada Bharata Upakhyanam. And then we go to Ajamila Upakhyanam. May or may not be in the same order. Why do they say that one has to think of Hari, 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 especially in the last moments? Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself declared in Bhagavad Gita, Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. Yaprayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshayah. Only if we think of Hari, Hari, Hari in the last minute, then only we will get that moksha prapti. If not, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam chajanchanti kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Whatever we think of at the last minute, that will be our next birth. And what thought comes to our mind in the last minute? Sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Without our knowledge, there is something that is there lingering in our mind. That is the only thought that comes to your mind. You know why you are born as a woman? As I told you, in your last birth, during the last minutes, you thought of a female form. Could be your mother, sister, daughter, wife. Your luck is good to be born as a human being. You are born as a female human being. And why he is born as a man? In the previous birth, during the last minutes, he thought of a male form. With so much of attachments are there. That attachment could be to her husband or to a person's father, brother, son. Attachments. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. That is the problem. Without our knowledge. So why you are born as a man? Because you thought of a male form. Luck is good, punya karma is there. As a human being, male human being. Luck is bad, so much papa karma. Male cat, male dog, male donkey. Same thing, female cat, female dog. More of papa karma. 4 ways you can get your next birth. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Vasamsi jirnani yadha vihaya navani grunhati naroparani tadha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. You are wearing a nice sari. How long you will wear that sari? I'm not worried about your sari. My thing is, how long you will wear that sari? 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. It will become either old or torn. That's all. What will you do with your old sari? You just dump it and you will put on a new sari. What will be your new sari? If you have 50,000 rupees, you will buy a big jari border kanchipattu sari and wear. If you have only 10,000 rupees, you will buy a binni silk sari and wear. You have only 1,000 rupees, you buy a cotton sari and wear. You have no money, you will beg your neighbor, can you give me a cloth to cover my body? That's all. Just as your next sari can be a beautiful kanchipattu sari, binni silk sari, or cotton sari, or a second-hand sari. Same way, the Jivatma, when it leaves the body, depending on the Punya karma and the Papa karma that is there in our account, you can take birth in 4 ways: Sura, Nara, Triyak, Sthavara. Sura as Devi Devatas. Whether you like it or not, all Devi Devatas are Jivatmas. They are all contract employees. Indra, stay there for, say, million years, billion years. Someone else, Brahmadi Devatas, stay there for trillion years. That's all. During their term, either they also have to do either Bhakti Yoga or Sharanagati and get moksha. If not, even they will take birth as human beings. You remember one verse in Venkateshwara Suprabhatam? Martya Manushya Bhuvane Matimashrayante. Martya Manushya Bhuvane Matimashrayante. Even Devi Devatas will be born in the family of Orthodox people. That's all. There is a vacancy there. Your Punya karma is there. If you divide into 4 quarters, more than 75%, you will become a Devi Devata. 50-50 Punya karma, Papa karma. We are born as a human being. More than 50% of negative karma, 75% Papa karma. We are born as a Triyak. Vertebral column, vertical for us, Triyak horizontal. Horizontal means any cat, dog, snake, birds and snakes also included. Animals. That will be our next birth. More than 75% Papa karma. Sura, Nara, Triyak, Sthavaras. Sthavaras like a plant or a tree. Now, why all these examples? Because of Antakala Harinama Smarana. How do you know? Bharata, Jada Bharata Upakhyanam. Rushabhadeva is actually an incarnation, an Amsha of Lord Narayana. Rushabhadeva's son is Bharata. That Bharata ruled the kingdom very nicely. But after some time, he developed a dispassion for the material world. Virakti, Vairagyam, as you heard. Where there is no Vairagyam, it will only lead to misery. He is a Maharaja, renounced everything. The palace, the queen, the servants, the power. Guess where he went? Pulaha Ashramam. There are so many Prajapatis, Brahma Manasaputras. Atri, Pulaha, Pulasya, Kratu, Marichi. These are the Prajapatis. So that Pulaha Ashramam, in the present day, Nepal, near Gandaki Nadi, near Muktinath, Pulaha Ashramam. When there, beautiful river Gandaki Nadi, where salagramas are available, used to take bath, enjoy there, worship Sriman Narayana with all his heart and soul. When he sees the sunrise, he only thinks of that Sriman Narayana that is there. As you know, Dhyes Sada Savitrumandala Madhyavarti Narayanaha Sarasajasana Sannivishtaha Keyuravan Makarakundalavan Kiriti Hari Hiranmaya Vapuhu Dhruta Shankha Chakraha. He used to think of only that Sri Hari, Sri Hari, Sri Hari, and nothing other than Sri Hari. Everywhere, as Bhagavan says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunichaiva Shvapatecha Pandita Samadarshinahan. తెలుగు నువ్వు ఒక్కదానివే కదమ్మా, ఇంకెవరినా ఉన్నారా తెలుగు వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు? నీకు తెలుగు వచ్చా అంటే వీళ్ళకి మరి ఎవరో తమిళ వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువ ఉన్నారు అనేసి ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్తున్నాను. అందువల్ల సర్వకాల సర్వావస్థల్లో కూడాను ఆ శ్రీహరినే స్మరిస్తూ ఉన్నాడు. కానీ లలాట లిఖిత రేఖ పరమాష్టం నశక్యతే దేశే. ది బ్రహ్మరాత, ది కర్మ ఫలం, నోబడీ కెన్ ఎస్కేప్. లక్షణంగా వెళ్ళి గండకీ నదిలో స్నానం చేస్తుంటే నడుముల్లోకి నీళ్లలోకి దిగి స్నానం చేసి ప్రణవాన్ని ఉపాసన చేస్తున్నారు. Whether you like it or not, in Orthodox Vedic Sampradayam, people without yajnopavitam, they will not even chant pranavam. But these days, even, people without yajnapavitam, ladies, they all chant Vedam, mantras, Upanishads. Not at all right. You said you belong to Andavan Ashram, right? You had some ashram? What about you, man? You also had. Tell me, how did you get your Ashtakshara mantra? As with the pranavam, right? Om Namo Narayana. How did you get your mantra, Mama? Am Namo Narayana, right? Correct? Machpaya, you forgot? Hello? Daily Japam Pandra Vedadu Unda. Appa eppadi marandu poneenga? Even this morning, 3 people had Samashranam Sharanagati here. She is one of them. She had Samashranam Sharanagati. Ask her. There was a person with Yajnapavitam. He will get with Pranavam, Om Namo Narayana. She is a woman. She is not having Yajnapavitam. So how will she get? Om Namo Narayana. Bhagavan says, Pranavaha Sarva Vedeshu. Pranavam should be chanted only by those people with Yajnapavitam without doing Gayatri Upasana. No, Pranavam should not even be chanted. Can you enter a medical school without doing MCAT, sir? Then nobody give you even admission. So without doing the Gayatri, which is a pre-qualification, Veda Parayanam, Mantrocharana is not permitted. But they should also get moksham. Because Bhagavan says, Striyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudrahas Tepiyati Parangatim. No discrimination whether you're a woman or man or anything. Everybody is equally eligible to get moksham. So you should get moksham, but you should not violate Vedic dharma. The same Bhagavan who says Pranavaha Sarva Vedeshu also says Aksharanam Akarosmi. So those people will get with Pranavam. Other people will get with Am. Am is because Akaro Vishnu Vachaha. Pranavam is composed of Akara, Vukara, Makara, Iti. Akaram is Vishnu Swarupam. Makaram, the 25th letter. There are 26 tattvas. 25th tattva is the Jivatma tattva. Makaram. Vukaram, Anusandhana Karta, Mahalakshmi. Because the Sharanagati is done first to Mahalakshmi. Bhagavan Narayana Rupa Swarupa Rupa Guru Vaishwarya Shila Adyanavadika Saya Sankeya Kalyana Gunaganam Padmavanalayam Bhagavatim Shriyam Devim Nityana Payinim Niravadyam Deva Deva Divya Mahishim Akhila Jaganmataram Asman Mataram Asharanya Sharanyam Ananya Sharanaha Sharanamaham Prapadje Nityana Payini. Emma Tilugata Matlata Murta Baga Godo Petkuntava. ముగ్గురు గొడవ పెట్టుకోవా? కోపం వస్తే చీచా అని తిడతావా? ఇంకా కోపం వస్తే నలుగు వాయిస్తావా? Mahalakshmi has a peculiar name called Chanchala. She cannot keep her 2 feet together at one place. Today he may be a millionaire, tomorrow he may not be. Today she may be poor, tomorrow she can become a millionaire. Mahalakshmi is Chanchala. Nobody knows where she will stay, where she will not. But there is only one place where she will never leave. That is Vishnu Vakshasthalalayam. That Vishnu Vakshasthalam she will never leave. That's why she is called a Nitya Anapayini, one who cannot leave Sriman Narayana's Vakshasthalam even for 1 second. Even for 1 second. And how do you know that? That she will not leave Sriman Narayana's Vakshasthalam even for 1 second. How do you know that? I am diverting a lot today. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is another thing. Once upon a time, Shaunikadi Maharshis were sitting in the Naimisharanyam and doing the Satrayagam. As usual, if two Indians meet, if he says yes, he has to say no. If he says no, he has to say yes. That's how we keep on arguing. So even in Satrayagam, after doing the whole Satrayagam, the discussion came. After doing the Yajnam, to whom the Yajna Phalam should be given? Somebody said Brahma, somebody said Rudra, somebody said Vishnu, somebody said Prajapati. The arguments went on and on and on. Finally, they deputed Bhrigu Maharshi. Bhrigu Maharshi to find out who is there in Shuddha Sattvam to whom we can give the Yajna Phalam. Bhrigu Maharshi is actually the Manasa Putra of Brahma. So when Bhrigu Maharshi thought, what is the point in testing all the 330 million Devi Devatas? Let me go to the top three. To the top three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankara, he thought. So first he went to Brahma. Bhrigu is related to Brahma as Manasa Putra, Brahma's son. Therefore, Brahma is expecting, I am the father, this fellow is the son. He should do namaskaram to me first. Bhrigu Maharshi is expecting, forget about all those relationships. I am a Brahmarshi. So when a Brahmarshi comes, it is Brahma who should do namaskaram to me first. So this kind of a, what do you call, who is great, the tussle, between the tussle. Bhrigu Maharshi realized Brahma did not qualify to be in Shuddha Sattvam. Brahma got even angry. Bhrigu Maharshi said, you are unfit to be in the Shuddha Sattvam, so you cannot be Bhagavan. Then he went to Shankara. Shankara, in the Sushti Kramam, when Brahma first started creating, first he created 4 Kumaras, because in the mantra, Brahma, Veda mantras, Brahma was chanting, Sana, Sana, Sana word came repeatedly. So based on the word Sana, 4 Kumaras were born. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanat Sujata, 4 Kumaras are born. Brahma asked them, start giving bodies to the Jivatmas. They said, we are not fools like you to get involved in the samsara bandhanas. Immediately they became Mahatmas, 5-year-olds, Digambaras, straight away went to Vaikuntham. Not the Karana Vaikuntham, Karya Vaikuntham. There the Dwarapalakas, Jaya, Vijaya, they objected. These 4 Mahatmas cursed them. You are unfit to be here, be born on the planet Earth. Sriman Narayana gave them a concession. Will you be my devotees for 7 births or 3 births as my enemies? They said, we cannot remain away from you for 7 births. We opt to be your enemies, but under one condition, you alone should come and kill us. Their first birth, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Bhagavan has to take 2 incarnations, Yajnavaraha, Adivaraha, and Lakshmi Nrsimha. Second birth, Ravana Kumbhakarnas, Ramavatar. Third birth, Shishupala Dantavakras, Krishnavatar. So the 4 Kumaras refused. Brahma was very angry. That anger, Raudram, how long can it be there in your mind, came out from the center of the eyebrows of Brahma as Rudra. That's how the Rudra is born. Therefore, Rudra is considered as the son of Brahma because he came from the eyebrows, center of the eyebrows. That is why Mahatma Vedanta Deshika, you remember, did you read Raghuvira Gajam? Raghuvira Gajam or Mahavira Vaibhavam, where Mahatma Deshika says, Chaturmukheshwara Mukhaihi Putra Pautradishalini Namasi Sametaya Ramaya Grahamedine. Hey Rama, the Supreme Lord Sriman Narayana, how can I glorify you? Because Brahma is your son, Shankara is your grandson. Chaturmukha Ishwara Mukhaihi Putra Pautradishalini. If one is a son, another is a grandson. So, since Shankara is born from the center of the eyebrows of Brahma, and Bhrigu is born from the mind of Brahma, So Shankara and Bhrigu are related like brothers. Therefore, when Bhrigu Maharshi came to test Shankara whether he qualifies for Shuddha Sattva, Shankara came forward to hug his brother. Bhrigu Maharshi stepped back and he said, no, you stay in Smashanam, take the ashes from the Smashanam and smear on your body. In fact, according to the Veda mantras, whenever they do the Shivanama Smarana, they should say, Apa Upasprashya. Immediately they have to touch the water to purify. Apa Upasprashya. So what he did, he stepped back. Shankara got angry. With so much of respect and love and affection, I came forward to hug you, and you step back. You step back, and he came even to kill Bhrigu Maharshi with his Trishulam. Bhrigu Maharshi declared, you are not qualified. You don't even understand the reason for which I have come. You don't qualify to be in Shuddha Sattva. So he left and went to Sri Vaikuntham, where Sriman Narayana wanted to test Bhrigu Maharshi. Therefore, Bhrigu Narayana didn't even pay attention, was involved in the Sarsa Sallapa Kalakshepam with Sri Mahalakshmi. Bhrigu Maharshi, already offended with the behavior of Brahma, hurt again by the behavior of Shankara, could not control his anger when Sriman Narayana also didn't pay attention. That is when he kicked on the chest of Sriman Narayana. In spite of Bhrigu Maharshi kicking on the chest of Sriman Narayana played a different game. This Bhrigu Maharshi is so arrogant because he has a Jnana Netram in his foot. He said, having fought with so many Rakshasas, they're hitting me with so many arrows. My chest has become so blunt and rough. Your wonderful tender foot by kicking me on my chest. Is it hurting you? Let me press your feet. And on the pretext of pressing his feet, he squeezed the Jnananetram out. The minute the Jnananetram is out, Bhrigu Maharshi fell down and realized what a great mistake he made. Then he declared, in spite of my kicking you, you went out of your way to teach me where I belong to. You alone is the one who is interested in the welfare of all Jivatmas. You alone will qualify for Shuddha Sattvam. And that is where Mahalakshmi got annoyed. Because Nityana Payini, that's why all this episode. Nityana Payini, she is the one who will never leave the Vishnu Vakshasthalam. And the minute Bhrigu Maharshi left, that's why I asked, do you fight with your husband? Mahalakshmi had a bitter argument with Sriman Narayana. When that fellow Bhrigu Maharshi came and kicked you on your chest, he polluted my place of residence. When that fellow polluted my place of residence, how come instead of cursing him, you started pressing his feet? Indirectly, it is an insult to me also. You know what Sriman Narayana said? Emma, you have grandchildren? Yeah. When you have grandchildren, when you keep the grandchildren in your lap like this, with their head here, stomach here, and the feet, the child, a 6 months old baby, will start kicking his feet. So how will the feet come? The feet will come and touch the chest. Sriman Narayana said, don't you think Bhrigu Maharshi is our grandson? He is our grandson. So just as when a grandson is there, lying in the lap of a grandfather, just putting his legs like this is kicking. A grandfather will feel very happy about it, will not get angry. After all, Bhrigu is our grandson. Why do you get annoyed for that? You know what Mahalakshmi's reply? You know what is Mahalakshmi's reply? Don't tell me all these stories. He is your grandson, not my grandson. He is your grandson. Where am I involved? Did I give birth to Brahma? No. From the Navi Kamalam, from your navel, a lotus came. From the lotus came Brahma. He may be your son, but not my son. So even for that Brahma, did he give birth to Bhrigu Maharshi through his wife Saraswati? No, from the mind only. So this is all male dominated. You know what you say, right? అంతే కదా మూడి మీద కోపం వస్తే ఈ మగవాళ్ళే ఇంత ఈ అహంకారం ఎక్కడికి పోతుంది చచ్చినా పోదు ప్రాణం తీస్తుంటారు ఆడవాళ్ళని అదే కదా Exactly. This is the male-dominated society. Brahma is your son. Brahma's son is Bhrigu. In what way we are involved, ladies? So no way at all. He is your grandson, not my grandson. Sriman Narayana smiled and said, "What do you want to do now then?" No, 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 no. That fellow polluted my place of residence. So I must immediately go do meditation and purify my place. Then only I will come back. That is how Sri Mahalakshmi left Vaikuntham temporarily, not the Karana Vaikuntham. In Karana Vaikuntham, beyond Brahmaloka. First of all, what is Vaikuntham, Amma? Yad Gatva Nanivartante Radhama Paramam Mama. In Sri Vaikuntham, everybody is Shuddha Sattvam only. Then will the Jaya Vijaya will object to the 4 Kumaras that are coming? Because there are 2 Vaikuntams. One is called the Karya Vaikuntham, another is the Karana Vaikuntham. One is called the head office, another is called the branch office or the executive office. Karana Vaikuntham, beyond the Brahmaloka, after crossing the river Viraja, there, that Vaikuntham is the Karana Vaikuntham. There, everybody is in Shuddha Sattam. You go there, Yad Gatva Nanivartante. Whereas this is Karana Vaikuntham. In Brahmalokam, they just divided to 3 sectors. Sector 1, Sector A, Sector B, Sector C. Sector A, Brahma occupies for Srishti. Sector B, Sriman Narayana himself as Mahavishnu for the Sthiti, for maintaining the universes is there. But wherever there is Vishnu, that's called Vaikuntham. So this is called Karya Vaikuntham, executive office. The original policy decisions are made in the Karana Vaikuntham over there, and the implementation of the policies in Karya Vaikuntham. You go to Tirupati, what do they call the complex? Vaikuntham Q complex. Because wherever there is Sriman Narayana, that is called as Vaikuntham. So this Vaikuntham is not in the Karana Vaikuntham, Karya Vaikuntham. That is why all the anger and other things, etc. Otherwise, Bhrigu Maharshi went to Vaikuntham, right? Why did he come back then? Because according to Bhagavan, Yad Gatva Nanivartante Tadhama Paramama. Because Brahma Bhuvana Lokan Punaravartinojana. Mamu Pechati Kaunteya Punarjanma Navidyate. Even if you go to the highest world, Brahma Lokam, 7 Urdhva Lokas, 7 Adho Lokas, Bhuloka, above this 6 more Lokas, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka, Tapoloka, Janaloka, Brahma Lokas. Adho Lokas, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala Lokas. So even if you go to the highest world, namely the Brahma Loka, Brahma Bhuna Loka, Punaravartinojana, Mamu Pechati Kaunteya, Punarjanma Navidyate. So when Krishna says, when you come to me, there is no more rebirth, then how did Bhrigu Maharshi come back? Same thing. Durvasa Maharshi offended Ambarisha. We'll come to that today. Right? Then when Sudarshan Chakra was chasing him, Durvasa went to Brahmaloka for protection, could not get protection. Went to Shankara, could not get protection. Went to Vaikuntham to Sriman Narayana. Narayana said, "Why should I protect you? The minute you committed Bhagavata Apacharam, you deserve death." That's all he said. Then how can I live? Go back and fall at the feet of Ambarisha. First of all, if Durvasa Maharshi has gone to Vaikuntham, why should he come back? That is not Karana Vaikuntham. That is Karya Vaikuntham. Are you getting it? The head office and the branch office. So these are all branch office activities only. That is why people get angry, people go there, come back, all these things. So, Bhagavan, in this particular case, Karana Vaikuntham, Karya Vaikuntham. So only from the Karya Vaikuntham only, these people go and come back. So Mahalakshmi went to do tapasya. Where? In Kolhapur. That is where Kolhapur has become very famous as Mahalakshmi's place where she came to do tapasya. So what do we understand? Come back to Bharata. Antakalecha Mameva in the Bharatopakhyana. This Bharata Maharshi, Bharata Maharaja, there are various versions. India is called Bharat. Some people will say, in the name of Bharata, the son of Shakuntala and Dushyanta, some people say. But way before Dushyanta and Shakuntala, there was another Bharata. Rushabhasam, this Bharata Maharaja. That's why India is called Bharat that time. Now from there, as he was there taking bath and doing pranavam in Gandaki Nadi, a deer came there to drink some water. And that Harini was a pregnant deer, full-term pregnant deer. All of a sudden, there appeared a lion in the bank and started roaring. This poor deer was so scared of the lion. And just to save itself, it just jumped so high and then tried to cross the river, which was a small stream only, to go to the other side. But the force with which the deer has jumped made that pregnant deer deliver the baby deer. And the baby deer fell into the water, was shivering because Gandaki Nadi, Himalayas, foothills, very cold, just born, doesn't know how to swim, drowning, getting up, shivering. Whereas the mother deer jumped so high and on the other side fell on a rock and the mother deer died. Bharata was watching all these things. Just a newborn deer, no mother. Where will it go? He's just drowning. Out of compassion, he just lifted the deer and kept it on the ground. That's all he did. But the poor baby deer, where can it go? The mother is no longer there. As he went to his ashram, the deer also came. When he is sitting and meditating, it will come and sit in his lap. As he is thinking seriously about Bhagavan, it will start scratching him with its horns. And without his knowledge, this Mahatma Bharata developed attachment to the deer. When the attachment went to such an extent, if the deer went out and didn't come back in the evening, oh my God, what happened to my deer? It was almost like a baby to me. It was just sitting in my lap. I used to enjoy its presence. What happened? Did any tiger kill it? He was so much worried about the deer and the deer and the deer. And without our knowledge, the attachment went on into the mind. అర్థమవుతుందా? పిల్లలంటే ఇష్టం ఉండాల్సిందే. అది ఎంతవరకు ఆ లిమిట్ దాటి గనక ఇష్టం గనక పెరిగిందంటే ఏమవుతుందో తెలిసిన బంధాలు ఏర్పడతాయి. భగవంతుడు ఏం చెప్పాడయ్యా భగవద్గీతలో? ఇఫ్ యు రియలీ వాంట్ టు హ్యావ్ మోక్షం అసంగ శస్త్రేణ దృఢేన చిత్వా. ఇన్ పురుషోత్తమ యోగం భగవాన్ సేస్ asanga shastrena drudhena chitva. What will you do, sir? If somebody ties you up your hands with a rope, ties up your feet with a rope, and won't even allow you to move, what will you do? At the first available opportunity, you will say, can I get a knife? So that you will cut off all the ropes and try to run away, right? Exactly, Krishna says, in the family life, the wife, the husband, the father, the mother, the sons, the daughters, you cannot even avoid them. These are like, what do you call them? Bandhus. You know what exactly are bandhus? Bandhanas. With ropes, they are tying you up for the samsaram. You fellow drown and die here along with us. And a really spiritual practitioner, what will he do? Asangam, detachment. Shastrena, like a weapon. Drudhena, make up your mind. Chetva, cut off every relationship with everyone. Then only Dvandvair Vimukta Sukadukta Sangaihi Gachantya Mudha Padam Abhyayanta. Then only that Vishnu Padam for you. But without our knowledge, we develop so much of bandhanas. You cannot avoid a father, you cannot avoid a mother. You cannot avoid a wife, you cannot avoid a husband. You cannot avoid a son, you cannot avoid a daughter. As if these 6 ropes are not enough to tie us up, we develop. My son-in-law's brother's marriage I have to attend. As if you don't go, your son-in-law's brother's marriage will not happen or what? My daughter-in-law's sister is having a Gruha Pravesham, we have to go. Your daughter-in-law's sister Gruha Pravesham, without you it will stop or what? As if the 6 ropes are not enough, we bring another 10 ropes to keep on tying ourselves to the samsara bandhanas. That is our problem. Same thing happened here. The great Mahatma Bharata, having renounced his wife, his power, his kingdom, his servants, his wealth, developed an unfortunate attachment with the deer. And when the last minute came, As expected, that baby deer came and sat in his lap. And just as, people when they die, the wife, the husband, or the children, they keep on crying, and the people will keep on looking at them. కొంతమంది తెలుగు చెప్తారు చూస్తూ చూస్తూ కళ్ళల్లోనే ప్రాణం పోయింది అంటారు. So that means they keep on looking, and in that state they depart. The jivatma leaves the body. Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Thinking of the deer, he left the body. He became a deer in the next birth. But because of the intense meditation, ఇప్పుడు అర్థమవుతుందా ఎందుకు ఆడపిల్లగా పుట్టావు? పూర్వ జన్మలో నీ భార్యకి తోటి నీకు అంత అటాచ్మెంట్. ఆ భార్యనే తలుచుకుంటూ ప్రాణం పోయింది. భార్యనే తలుచుకుంటూ ప్రాణం పోయింది కదా, ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఆడపిల్ల జన్మైంది. అంతే, తప్పదు. సేమ్ థింగ్. He thought of the deer and left the body, became a deer in the next birth. But so much of Purva Janma Punyam, Tapasya, even though he was there in the body of a deer, he is still aware. My goodness, what a stupid thing I have done. Is it to attain Vaikuntham, or is it to become a deer that I left my wife, my palace, my power, my servants, my everything I left to attain salvation? And what did I end up with? Becoming a deer. Is this the reason why I left my everything? No. He thought, let me go to the same place where I became a deer. Even the deer came back to the same river Gandaki again, just eating the grass over there, drinking that water, always thinking, because as an animal, it is very difficult to get moksha. Only human beings and devatas can get moksha. Exceptions are there, of course, Gajendra moksham, which will come across. Exceptions. So, in a few days, after some time, King Bharata, who became a deer, left his body of the deer also. But this time, because he was thinking of a change, this time he is born. What is your Gotram? You said Angirasa Gotram? Counting you. Somebody said Angirasa Gotram this morning. The other lady, right? Nirmala, right? Anu. Oh, you are Nirmala. Angirasa Gotram. He was born in the Angirasa Gotram, in a very orthodox family. But what happened? There, that father, he had 9 sons with the first wife. And with his second wife, he had a son and a daughter. And that son with the second wife is none other than this King Bharata. Because of the intense meditation he did in the previous birth as King Bharata, he could remember 3 births now. This birth in the Angirasa Gotram, before a deer, and before the King Bharata. This time he thought, no more attachments. If I get involved with any attachment, I'll get one more birth, no more. Even though he had eyes, he pretended as though he is blind. He doesn't see anything. Even though he can hear anything, he pretended as though deaf. Even though he has a mouth, he can talk. He pretended he is dumb. That means practically he is behaving like a retarded child, or a son with some autism, as though he is not worried. After some time, the father died. When the father died, Jada Bharata, Jada means retarded, autism, child autism. He is born with autism. He is not born, but he behaved as though he is autism. Then his own mother committed Sahagamanam. Then the other brothers, 9 brothers, they just used this fellow. They used to call him, hey, stupid, come here. He will pretend as though he never even heard it. Hey, stupid, I'm calling you, come. Oh, that means this fellow can't even hear. We can scold him whatever we want. He can hear, but he pretended as though he didn't hear. So they just used him for all donkey work, labor work. Clean the bathrooms. Yes, sir. Clean the floors. Yes, sir. Come and eat something. Yes, sir. Whether they give him good food or leftover food, or even spoiled food, he did not even say one word. Yes, sir. Some days they don't even give him food. He will go and beg. And his father did the yajnapi with the samskaram, everything. But the brothers won't even give him a place to sleep. He will sleep somewhere on the ground, even on the road, always wearing clothes that are there torn, very dirty. Yajnapavitam also very dirty. People used to think he's a mad fellow. After some time, they thought he's a fit for nothing fellow. But the body is growing up nicely, even though the leftover food is eaten. చిన్నప్పుడు గుర్తుందా, ఇంట్లో గారాబంగా పెంచే పిల్లలు సన్నగా ఉంటారు. భిక్షం ఎత్తుకోవడానికి వచ్చే పిల్లలు మీరు పెంచినట్టు ఇంతకు పెట్టారే, వాళ్ళు మటుకు గుండుగా ఉంటారు. మీరందరూ ఏమనుకుంటారు, మన పిల్లలకి ఇంత పెడుతున్నా వీళ్ళేమో లావెక్కడం లేదు, వాళ్ళు చూడు భిక్షం ఎత్తుకునే పిల్లలు అంత లావుగా ఉన్నారంటారు. సేమ్ థింగ్. Even though he was not given any proper food, his body was growing up nicely. They thought this fellow is fit for nothing. At least keep him as a security person in a farm. When the crops are there fully ripe, the birds will come and to eat the crops. So what this fellow will do, he will have something like a small instrument. You keep on rotating like this, it will keep making a sound, tuck, 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 like that. It's like a rattle, baby rattle. So they used to give him a good heavy baby rattle and keep on doing this so that the birds will not come and eat the grains. That is his job. He said, no problem, sir, I'll do it. There was a Bhilla Raja, means a tribal chief. The tribal chief did not have any children. The tribal chief did not have any children. Some quack, half knowledgeable, mantravetas, he said, if you can find a fellow and give Narabali to Kalika Devi, you will get children. But there is one condition. You should tell him, we are taking you to give you as a Bali to Kalika Devi. And he should accept for that. So he offered so much money. ఎక్కడికి పోయినా నిన్ను బలిస్తాం, నీకు ₹1,00,000 ఇస్తా, ₹1,00,00,000 ఎవడంటాడు, నీ డబ్బు వద్దు, నాకేమొద్దు, నాయన దండం పెడతా, నన్ను బతికిమని పరిగెత్తిపోయినారు. They found this man and said, we want to offer you as a human sacrifice to Kalika Devi. Will you come? He didn't care. He said, oh, this fellow agreed. He's smiling. That means he's agreeing. So they took him. So literally, even though he knew that he is being offered as a Narabali to Kalika Devi, he did not even object. మీరైతే చేస్తారా? పళ్ళు రాళ్ళ కొడతా, వేధవా, నేనేంట్రా నరబలి, నువ్వే చావచ్చుగా, నా బదులు అంటావు, అంతేనా? Same thing. He did not object. You want to take me? Take me. Literally, they bathed him, dressed him up with red clothes, put all the sindhuram, everything, took him like a animal to sacrifice before Kalika Devi. They put him on the Balipitham and they tried to lift the knife to cut his head. Even Kalika Devi could not accept this Mahatma as a Bali. The Kalika Devi, who is like a statue, came back to life, and with the sword in her hand, he killed all the servants of the tribal king and apologized to Bharata. Bharata, this is also Bhagavatecha. I thought, Kalika Mata, this will be my last minute. I can go to Vaikuntham quickly, doing my Harinama Smarana. Even you did not even give me that opportunity. Okay, that's okay. He went on going. Then there was another king called Rahugana, who was going there to meet a Maharshi and learn Vedanta Sutras. Those days, the kings means they go in a pallaki that should be carried by servants. And after all, poor fellows, how long they can carry? They are tired. They saw this Bharata, Jada Bharata there with a good body. They say, hey, will you come and carry for us? As usual, he will say, that's all. Oh, this fellow agreed. So they brought him. He was only thinking of Hari, 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 and then walking, carrying. But because he is not accustomed to carrying, he is not in step with the other carriers. People have to carry at the same pace. Otherwise, the pallaki is shaking like this. The king Rahugana got annoyed. Hey, fellows, I'm paying you so much. Why the pallaki is shaking? Sir, we are doing it all right, but we got a new servant today, and this new servant is not in step with us. The king got so annoyed, took a whip and started whipping Jada Bharata. Having such a good body, you don't even know how to carry? Shall I whip you? For the first time, Jada Bharata opened. Who is whipping? Who is being whipped? Is it the body that is whipped? Or is it my Atma that you can whip? Keep whipping. What do I worry about it? What will you do, ma? If somebody starts whipping you? That is Jada Bharata. That is, even though he has eyes, he pretended as blind. Even though he has ears, he pretended as deaf. Even though he had a mouth, he pretended as dumb. Rahugana came, fell at the feet of Bharata. Mahatma, what a great mistake I have committed to a Bhagavata like you. That is Bhagavata's greatness in Srimad Bhagavatam. And after some time, Jada Bharata left this body and attained Sri Vaikuntham. So if somebody wants to practice a spiritual life, the first and the foremost thing is Antakalecha Mameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. Just as we call it as the litmus test. What is the litmus test for your spiritual life? I do Sandhya Vandanam, but you think of your wife or somebody in the last minute. What is the use of that Sandhya Vandanam? I do puja every day. Good. You do puja. But in the last minute, if you think of your son or daughter, what is the use of that puja? I do only Harinama Smarana, only Hari. You don't have to worry. That Hari's Nama Smarana again will come to your mind. It is not that the lips are chanting. It is not a chanting Hari Hari. It is a Smarana. You know, so many people, they keep on doing Japa. Somebody is ringing the bell, go and look at for that. Something is getting burnt in the kitchen, go and look at that. Doing the Japam with the mouth, but the mind is there elsewhere. That is not. Smarana, you should recollect. You should recollect. Suppose you are thinking, I don't know how long he will do it. At least will he stop by 8 o'clock? Because I have to take care of my kids. It doesn't take 1 second for you for the thought to come. So it is the thought that comes into your mind in the last minute that counts. The lips may be chanting Hari Hari, but the mind may be thinking, will they give some prasadam? Will they give lemon rice or will they give yogurt rice today? The mind will be thinking of various things. No. Smarana. So that smarana is very important. And for that smarana in Bhagavatam, we have another wonderful episode. And what is that? Ajamila Upakhyana. This Ajamila is born in a very, very wonderful family. Very orthodox family. Again, ladies, don't mistake me. You know who is the number one enemy for spiritual life? Yama. Who is the number one enemy for spiritual life, Amma? Ante ivala meerandaru nannu champestharu ee aadangalandaru. Ardhamainda? For somebody who wants to practice spiritual life, spouse, be it the wife or be it the husband, is the first hindrance. Whether you like it or not, you understand what I am saying? For spiritual life, the first hindrance is you could cut off your attachment with your father. You could cut off attachments with your mother. You could cut off attachments with your brothers, sisters, but you cannot cut off your attachment with the husband. And he also, పెళ్ళి అయ్యేంత వరకు అమ్మ 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 కొత్త పేచెక్ అంతా అమ్మ చేతికే ఇచ్చేవాడు. పెళ్ళి అయిన తర్వాత ఎవరన్నా అమ్మ చేతికి పేచెక్ ఇస్తున్నారా? Everything changes over. So the attachment to the wife or to the husband is beyond our imagination how to cut off. So that is why they say the person who wants to practice a spiritual life will first cut off the relationship with the spouse, because that is the biggest attachment. Biggest attachment. This man, Ajamila, having born in a very wonderful family, found a lady. And that lady is a very, very charming lady. Using all her charms, she tricked, and Ajamila fell for her tricks. That's it. He fell for the charming lady. Sandhya Vandanam, God knows when he did. Agni-karyam, God knows he didn't do. Bhagavata Aradhana, he didn't do. Life only with that wonderful lady, that's all. Started having children. Sandhya Vandanam, again no offenses. Sir, you are wearing a dhoti, Angavastram, Tiruman. What is your Gotram, sir? Naitra Prakashika. Are you doing Sandhya Vandanam?
Yes.
Wow. 3 times a day?
No,
Huh?
I don't do that.
Oh.
This afternoon I am in the office.
you do one thing. For afternoon, there is an exception. You can do it in the morning before going to work. Only 7 years back, I took sannyasam. Before that, I was there doing a job. Winter, 7:30, even what do you call, sunrise will not be there. But I had to be in the operating room by 7:30. So even before that, in the hospital, we go to work. We can do Sandhya Vandanam with an exception in the morning itself. And when you come back, even before 11:45, you can do evening Sandhya Vandanam, not past midnight. So the reason I'm saying is, 3 times a day we are supposed to do Sandhya Vandanam. That is the most important point. If you are not doing 3 times a day, that's not proper. Why? When Vishwamitra, he got involved with Menaka. Vishwamitra got involved with Menaka. You know what happened, right? He didn't even know how long he spent with Menaka. One fine morning, Vishwamitra got up and was running to the nearby lake. So Menaka asked, Swami, why are you running so early in the morning? No. It is Brahma Muhurtam, sunrise time. I had to go take a shower and do my Sandhya Vandanam. And Menaka started laughing even more. He said, I'm going there to take a shower and then do Sandhya Vandanam, Brahma Muhurt time before sunrise. Why are you laughing? You know what Menaka said? Sir, it is 10 years since you have done Sandhya Vandanam. It is 10 years since you have done Sandhya Vandanam. A person is supposed to do 3 times a day Sandhya Vandanam. So 3 times a day in 1 year, 360 days times 3, sir, 1080 times. And in 10 years, 10,800 times Vishwamitra missed Sandhya Vandanam, and he is not even aware that he did not do Sandhya Vandanam for 10 years until Menaka reminded him. Now you understand what is the connection between spiritual life and the spouse? That is the problem. Purinjida? Yama? That is why they say the first thing for spiritual life is cut off your contact with the spouse. That is the first thing they say. Vishwamitra for 10 years did not do Sandhya Vandanam. 10,800 times he missed Sandhya Vandanam. Then he thought, Amma, Taye, enough. I had enough with you. That is how Vishwamitra went back to his tapasya. Same thing here for Ajamila. No Sandhya Vandanam, no Devata Ratna, nothing. Spouse, children. For his great luck, the youngest child, the 10th one, he had 10 children. He named Narayana. That is the only good thing he did. And being the youngest son, he was so attached to the child, always thinking of the child, playing with him, taking care of the child, calling him Narayana, 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 Narayana. That is why they say, in the good olden days, keep your children's name as Hari, Narayana, Keshava, Madhava, Govinda. If it is a daughter, Sita, Mahalakshmi, Rukmini. At least that way, Vaganaina, Paganaina, Bhitinaina, Pranabhitinaina, in whichever form you call Narayana, even if you call in the name of your son, it is still acceptable to him. But if you call your son Tony, Soni, what will you call? You call Tony or Soni, you get Narayana, you get Rama, you get Krishna's Bhagyam or what? That is the problem. So these days, people will look for special names to name them, right? I heard, I was surprised. They called a child Agha. You know what exactly means Agha? You sin personified. Anagha means na without Anagha. Na Agha, Anagha. So instead of calling them Anagha, they wanted a strange name. So Agha. What is exactly Agha means? They call the child Madhusudana. They name the child Madhusudana. But you know what they call the child? Madhu, Madhu, Madhu. You know what exactly is Madhu? Madhu means 3 things. Madhu means alcohol. Madhu means honey. Madhu means a Rakshasa by name Madhu. So Madhusudana means one who killed the Rakshasa Madhu. So having given the name Madhusudana, what exactly you are calling him every day is Madhu, 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 means, hey honey, come here. Hey Rakshasa, come here. Hey alcohol, come here. That's what we are calling. So you should be very careful with the names. But fortunately for this man, Ajamila, he named his son Narayana. and the last minute came. You watch a lot of movies, right, Amma? Yamadharmaraja, Yamadutas, how horrible they will be, right? You see some of the movies, right? Exactly. The Yamadutas are unimaginably ugly looking, fearful, cruel people for us because we are sinners. When they came, he was literally scared to death, Ajamila. And in his extreme fear, he called out to his son who was crawling there in the front yard, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. That said, as Bhagavan says, Antakale Chamameva, whether you knowingly or unknowingly you chant Hari's name, you will get protection. Immediately Vishnu Dutas came. Vishnu Dutas came, the most pleasant looking people, with the Shankha Chakra Gada Padmas in their hands, Vishnu Parshadas, with the Pitambaram. They all came. There was a bitter argument between Yamadutas and Vishnu Dutas. Vishnu Duta said, how dare you be to touch this man? He chanted Narayana, Narayana in the last minute. You have no jurisdiction. Yamadutas, they said, who are you, first of all? Because they are their only job to bring all the sinners to Yamadharmaraja and the Chitragupta. They never saw any Vishnu Dutas like this. They said, who are you? Go and tell your master, Yamadharmaraja, that we are Vishnu Dutas. You and your master, even Yamadharmaraja, have no jurisdiction over Bhagavatas. If they have taken the Shankha Chakra Mudras, if they have got the Ashtakshara Mantra, not only Ashtakshara Mantra, actually there are 3 mantras only who can give you moksha. The only 3 mantras, they are called Vyapaka mantras. What is the name? What is the meaning of Vishnu? Vishnu ante entaya? Adentandi, Vishnu means Vishnu. Vishnu means Lakshmi's husband, correct? Huh? In the Trimurtis, Vishnu is the middle one. No. Sarva Vyapi Vishnu, Vyapakatvam. Vyapakatvam. Just as in the case of Prahlada, when Hiranyakashipu challenged, where is your Narayana? What a silly question is that? Where is your Narayana? It is meaningful if you say you do not know the answer to a question, but at least you should know how to ask a question. What kind of a question is this? Where is Narayana? The question should be where he is not. And what did Prahlada say? Enjapadama, Indugala Danduleda is Sandehamu Chakri Sarvopagatundu, Yendendu Vedaki Chuchina, Andande Galadu, Danavagrani Vinte, he says. What a stupid question you're asking, where is Narayana? You tell me where you want to see, wherever you want to see, in the floor, in the sky, in the lighting, in the microphone, in the stool, wherever you want to see, you can see Narayana. So Vishnu means a Sarvavyapi Vishnu, one who is pervading the whole universe, pervading is Vishnu Tattva. And that Vishnu Tattva Vyapaka mantras are only 3. One is the Shadakshara mantram, Vishnu mantram, Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. 6 letters Vishnu mantram, or Ashtakshara mantram, Om Namo Narayanaya. Ashtakshara mantram, or without Yajna Bhavitam, Am Namo Narayanaya. And the Dwadashakshara mantram, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Only these 3 are called the Vyapaka mantras. Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question?
Why not?
I was told that I cannot Varna Om Namo Namaskar. It should be given by a Guru. So if there is no, if you are not connected to the Guru, you say Narayana.
Remove the mask and say your last words I could not understand. Yeah.
No, because I was not
having a guru, I can do it myself. Correct?
Yeah.
Can I tell you one thing, sir? Sir, you can do MA economics, MA history, MA sociology, MA mathematics in correspondence course. Okay? Can you do MBBS in correspondence course? MBBS is not given by correspondence course. You have to go to the medical school. Not only studying in medical school, you have to do internship. You have to do residency. Are you getting it? You have to do residency. MA mathematics, you don't have to do residency. But to become a qualified medical doctor, you should do even residency. Now, how do you know? Come back to Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita, yesterday I told you, Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mrtamaha. If all the 108 Upanishads are made into the form of a cow, and the milkman is Krishna, the calf is Arjuna, the essence of the Upanishads milk is Bhagavad Gita. And in Bhagavad Gita, what did Krishna say? How do you get a mantram? Hey, good girl, Dagara. Now look at this little girl, sir. You are there. Are you kucho mundu kucho? Ikkada kuchani question ani adugutu untanu. Meeku oka 78, you are at least some 70 years old, sir. 84. Look at this girl, hardly 10 years old. Neeku vacha Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita appo em tinali okaru. Nee back bench da, ida front bench. Nee back bench, naanu back bench da. Back bench means one who doesn't know anything. If you sit in the front bench, all the questions will come to you. Look now, what did Krishna say? Tad vidhi pranipatena. Mask tira.
Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya.
Upadekshanti.
Upadekshanti te gnanam gnanam sattvadarshana.
Exactly, that is what Krishna says. Get upadesham. Your computer will not do upadesham for you if you download the mantra. Or your book will not do upadesham for you because if you read from the book. What did Krishna say? Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. You should approach a Acharya. Remember, there are two kinds of teachers. One is called a guru. Another is called an Acharya. Guru, do as I say. Means a guru will tell everyone, don't eat onion and garlic. That is Rajogunam and Tamogunam. But he goes home and sits for dinner. His wife served him some rice and sambar. He ate one mouthful, called his wife and slapped her. How can I eat this stupid sambar? You didn't even put onion or garlic in this. How can I eat? Then the innocent wife said, sir, you are the one who told everyone don't eat onion, garlic. So I didn't. Hello, I am a guru. I only teach them not to eat. But for me, I will eat. So guru is one who will only preach but not practice. Guru is the one who will only teach but he will not practice. Acharya, acharanena, one who not only preaches but practices also. Are you getting it? So there is a difference between gurus and acharyas. Gurus will only give, will only teach, but they don't practice. Acharya will not only teach, but will practice, will teach by example of his practicing it. You should approach an Acharya, and how she should be? Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Jnaninaha, one who has knowledge. Knowledge, MBA, PhD, engineer, lawyer. Is it not jnanam? No, Krishna says, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. The real knowledge is Adhyatma Vidya. And a jnani, if you are a jnani, what you should do? Go back to Krishna. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Mask tira, but get again best in the. You ask her any question in Bhagavad Gita, she will answer you. You just prompt, she will give you the whole verse. What is our bad luck? Not even 10 years old. She can chant Bhagavad Gita. 70 years old, 80 years old, how come we don't know? That is our karma. Because our interest is only MBA will give a lot of money, lawyer will make a lot of money, surgeon will make a lot of money, but will not give Bhagavad Gita. That is the problem. Jnanam, if you have jnanam, the proof that you have jnanam means you do that sharanagati. Without that, what is the use? ఎవరో తెలుగులో చెప్తారు, నాకు పిచ్చి కుదిరింది రోట్లో తల పెడతాను రోకలేసి దంచు అన్నట్ట. పిచ్చి కుదిరితే మళ్ళీ రోట్లో తల పెట్టేవాడు పిచ్చోడా మంచోడా? అలాగే ఉంటుంది మన జ్ఞానం. సో జ్ఞానం ఈజ్ వన్ which that leads to vairagyam and sharanagati. If not, that jnanam is just. Did you ever hear the introduction to Gita Bhajagovindam by Rajagopalachari? You know, Yama Subbalakshmi sang that, you know, Vishnu Sahasranamam and Bhajagovindam. In that Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam, Bhajamodamate, when Yama Subbalakshmi was singing, you know, the introduction was given by the first Governor General of India, Rajagopalachari. You know what he says? If that knowledge is not transforming into bhakti, that knowledge is useless academic stencil. You remember those words, sir? If that knowledge is not transforming into bhakti, that knowledge is useless academic stencil. If you are a jnani, you would have done Sharanagati. You didn't do Sharanagati. You are not a jnani, that's all. That is what Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapajyate. And what is that Sharanagati means? Vasudevaha Sarvam Iti. That Vasudeva Sunuhu Krishna. Sarvam iti, the all and end all. Sa Mahatma Sudurlapaha. He is the Mahatma. So approach a Jnaninaha Tattvadarshinaha. And what you should do? Pariprashnena Sevaya. Don't, I'm happy you asked a question. Don't sit dumb. Keep on asking, keep on asking. And when the Acharya is pleased with you that you are really interested in learning, then Upadekshanti te jnanam. He will do the Upadesham. You are downloading a mantra from the computer. Can it do Upadesham to you, sir? No. Then why an Acharya will do? Because before doing Upadesham, if it is Ashtaksharam, the Acharya would have chanted that mantra at least 8 lakhs of times. 8 lakhs of times to get that perfection in the mantra, to know the meaning of the mantra, to get a vision of the Lord. Then only that's called mantra siddhi. Are you getting the point? So you must have an Acharya. Pariprashnena sevaya. Serve your Acharya. Keep on asking the questions. And when he is pleased with you, he will do the Upadesham. Then only it will work for you. If otherwise, it will not work for you. You will get benefit, no doubt about that. But you will not get 100% benefit of that. Got it? Because vidhi purvakam, avidhi purvakam, vidhi purvakam in the proper way, avidhi purvakam in the improper way. Now, is your question answered? Now tell me, what is stopping you from going to an Acharya? Let me put it in a different way. Yes, sir, all of us, you know how to go to a primary school, you know how to go to a high school, you know how to go to a college, you know how to get degrees, we know how to come to America, we know how to earn money, we know how to get married, we know how to get children, correct? We know how to buy a house, we know everything under the sun, correct? Right from primary school up to getting a green card, getting citizenship, everything we know. But we don't know how to go to an Acharya and get mantropadesham. Are you getting my point, sir? That is not right, sir. So, Ajamila, even though he chanted the name of Narayana, thinking of his son, still Vishnudutas came. But they did not give him moksham right away. They gave him an extension of life. They gave him an extension of 1 year. And during that 1 year, this Ajamila realized, what a stupid fellow I am. Having been born in a very orthodox family, doing Sandhya Vandanam, Vedadhyanam, etc. for so long, having left everything for the charms of a lady, how rotten have I become? How spoiled have I been? What a fortune it is. Even though I thought of my son and chanted Narayana, Vishnudutas came and have driven away the Yamadutas. In that extension time, he went to Badarikashramam and did intense meditation and Sharanagati. Then he got Vaikuntham. Now the point is, Yamadutas, they straight went to their boss, Yamadharmaraja. And Yamadigaru Prasna, ఈ ప్రపంచంలో నువ్వు ఒక్కడివే కాదా జడ్జివి, ఇంకా చాలా మంది జడ్జెస్ ఉన్నారా? ఆర్ యు నాట్ ద ఓన్లీ జడ్జ్? Who are these Vishnudutas? This Ajamila is such a sinner. You sent us to him to bring him here. But just because he chanted Narayana, his son's name, Vishnudutas came and driven. You know what Yamadharmaraja said? That is where Sharanagati comes into picture. Remember, I am only a lowest level judge. The supreme judge is Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. He is the one who appointed me. He is the one who appoints Brahma. He is the one who appoints every Devi Devata. Brahma, Rudra, the Devatas are just his order carriers. None of us have any freedom. We are working with the limited power that is there bestowed on us. And he is the Prabhu and Vibhu for every one of us. And ఏం చెప్తాడు తెలిసిన తెలుగులో వారి 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 చేరిన వారి త్రోవ పోవలదు దూతలారా. If you become a perfect Bhagavata, if you follow that Sharanagati meticulously, you will elevate. You know how many generations? Your forefathers you will elevate. Your future generations you will elevate. How do you know you will elevate your forefathers and future generations? ఏదో ఊరికి కథలు చెప్పేస్తుంటాడులే, మనం పిచ్చివాళ్ళని వింటూ ఉన్నాం కాబట్టి అనుకుంటావా? How do you know if you become a pure Bhagavata, you can elevate even your forefathers? Emma, how do you know? How do you know? ఈ రోజు టాపిక్ లో చాలా మిక్స్ అవుతుంటాయి. ప్రహ్లాద, in the case of Prahlada, when Bhagavan appeared as Narasimha and killed Hiranyakashipu and made Prahlada the king, literally brought Prahlada and made him sit in his lap and said, Prahlada, I'm so pleased with you. Ask something, I want to give you. You know what Prahlada replied? Emma, Bhagavantudu pratyakshama ఏం కావాలో కోరుకుంటే ఏమడుగుతావమ్మా? $1,000 బిలియన్ ఇవ్వు, లేకపోతే అమెరికాకు ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఏం చేసాయి, రైట్ అమ్మా? అడుగుతాం కదా. You know what Prahlada asked? Swami, did I commit any offense that you are tempting me with this kind of material offers, that whether will I fall for $1 million or $1 billion? Why are you testing me like this, Swami? He asked. No, Prahlada, you will not be tempted. Ask something, I want to give you. Swami, again you are saying ask something. So I must ask now. Please, if you want to bless me, make sure that my mind should never be tempted to ask you for anything. That's all I want. First time he said, are you testing me with this kind of material offers? Second time he said, if you want to bless me that I should never be tempted to ask you for anything. That's all I want. Again, Bhagavan said, you will not be tempted. I really want to give you, ask something. You know, third time he said, Swami, you said for the third time, I must ask, otherwise it will be an offense towards you. My father, Hiranyakashipu, out of his ignorance, committed so many apacharams. I'm not saying give him moksham, because I know he will not get moksham. Because neither he practiced Bhakti Yoga nor Sharanagati, he will not get moksham. Therefore, make sure he will not suffer in hell. He will have some Uttamagatis, some better life. That is where Bhagavan Narasimha said, even that I don't have to do. Having got a great Bhagavata like you as a child in the family, you yourself have elevated your forefathers. That is where Bhagavata comes. You understand why Bhagavatas are great? It is Bhagavan Lakshmi and Narasimha who gives an assurance that అర్థమవుతుందా, మంచి కూతుర్ని గంటే ఎలా ఉంటుందో, మంచి కొడుకుని గంటే ఎలా ఉంటుందో అర్థమవుతుందటమ్మా. అదే చెప్తాడు. Having obtained a great Bhagavata like Prahlada as the son, there is no need for me to elevate your father. You yourself have elevated. Now I am giving you a blessing. From now onwards, even though I killed your father, and I killed your uncle, Hiranyaksha also as Varaha, from now onwards, because of you as a great Bhagavata, in your family, even if your generations of people become Rakshasas, I will only punish them, but I will not kill them. I will only punish them, but not kill them. Look at this irony. If you are a devotee, though it is not automatically guaranteed your son will also be a devotee. Suppose you are not a devotee, there is no rule that your son will not become a devotee. Every one of us came with our own baggage. Every one of us have come with our own karma we have to go through. Look at this irony. Kashyapa is a Prajapati, Maharshi, Brahmarshi, Kashyapa. Kashyapa's one wife, Aditi's children became Devatas, and Kashyapa and Aditi's son became Vamana. And Kashyapa's another wife, Diti, Her children became Rakshasas. Then what happened to all the tapasya of Kashyapa? How did the children become Rakshasas? Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu are none other than the children of Diti and Kashyapa. Father is a Brahmarshi, son is a Rakshasa. Hiranyakashipu is a Rakshasa. Hiranyakashipu's son Prahlada is a Parama Bhagavatottama. Prahlada is a Bhagavatottama. Prahlada's son Virochana became a thief. Can you imagine that? Prahlada's son is a thief, Virochana. Virochana is a thief. Virochana's son, Barichakravarti. The father will steal and bring everything. The son will give away everything for charity. Can you imagine this? What is this contrast? Virochana is a thief. Virochana's son, Barichakravarti. So great for doing dhanam. Barichakravarti is so great. Bhagavan came as Vamana to beg for 3 feet of land. But Barichakravarti's son, Banasura, developed enmity with Krishna. And Krishna has to send Sudarshan Chakram to cut off 996 hands of Banasura. So every one of us are born with our own karma. But if you have a Bhagavata in your family as a child, that Bhagavata will not only attain moksham, he will elevate even his forefathers from suffering in hell to Uttamagatis. That is the greatness of a Bhagavata. Ardhamavutunda? So coming back to Yama Dharmaraja says, when you go to bring the Jivatma out of the body to Yamalokam, look at them. If you have any signs of Bhagavata Tattvam in them, how do they determine? Even though you have a jacket, even though you have a sari, even though you have a shirt, if your shoulders are there imprinted with the Shankha Chakra Mudras, they have X-ray eyes, they can see through. If you see any Bhagavata with any Vaishnava Lakshanam, never, never, never bring them to Yamalokam. You bring them, you lose your job, I lose my job also, Yama Dharmaraja tells. Got it? It is up to you, sir. Whether you want to end up in hell or you want to end up in Vaikuntham is your choice. This is Yama Dharmaraja giving a blanket statement to his own servants. Never, never, never bring a Bhagavata who did Sharanagati to Sriman Narayana. You bring them to hell, you lose your job and I lose my job also. I am forced to fire you and Narayana is forced to fire me, he says. That is where we come across in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ajamila's case, even for fun, if you talk about Hari, 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 you'll be saved. Greatness of Bhagavatas is beyond our imagination. Same thing. Ambarisha Upakyanam, greatness of Bhagavatas. By the way, I know most of you know. You know today is Ekadashi. I already had a breakfast, nice idli, masala dosha. We had a lunch, onion sambar and garlic rasam. And of course, evening I had my coffee and some murku, etc. for snack, right? What talk about Ekadashi, right? No. In the good olden days, Ekadashi is called Harivasaram. Very, 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 very dear to Sri Hari. Ekadashi day, they fasted. No cooked food. No cooked food on Ekadashi day. But you know, Manavalaku, Viparitavana Trivityatul. Rosu, the annam, sambar, kura, pachadi, borgote. Entama, Saturday upavasam, Saturday palaharam. Enti Saturday palaharam ante variety food, idli, dosha, upma, uttapam, chapati, dibbarotte, right? Eating variety food is not upavasam, sir. It is called palaharam. Palaharam. Taking only fruits as food. Palaharam. But we said palaharam. Tamil like palaharam, palavidamana aharam. So palaharam has become palavidamana, variety of food. That is not right. In fact, it is called upavasam. What is the meaning of upavasam? Upavasam means literally we take it as fasting. Upavasam literally doesn't mean fasting. Upa, next to, vasam, living. That day, don't live in your living room. Don't live in the kitchen. Don't live in the bedroom. Live in your puja room. Upa, next to, vasam. Live next to Bhagavan in the puja room. That is upavasam. Because you did not even go into the kitchen. So there is no way you have cooked. What all you offer to Bhagavan is only some fruits or so that day, because you did not cook, so you eat only fruits. So upavasam, living next to, upa next to, vasam, living. Got it? Phalaharam, phalam iti aharam. Got it? But see how we have changed everything. Eating idli, dosha, variety of food as phalaharam. That's not right. Now come back to Mahatma Ambarisha was there. Suryavamsha Maharaja. In the lineage of Ikshvakus. Ambarisha. Mandhata's son. Ambarisha. Meticulously observed Ekadashi Vratam. Ekadashi, there is a different way. Ekadashi Upavasam is different. Ekadashi Vratam is different. Already Upavasam Jadame Kastanga undi. Inka Vratam Gudana. Vratam is more difficult than Upavasam. For those of you who want to fast on Ekadashi day, say today is Ekadashi. That means the day starts at midnight last night. So from midnight last night until tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. sunrise, you should not eat any cooked food. Tomorrow morning, Dwadashi day, you should wake up, make prasadam fresh, offer it to Bhagavan, then you can break your fast. Ekadashi Vratam is different. Ekadashi Vratam, today is Ekadashi. Yesterday was Dashami. Dashami, Eka Bhuktam. Dashami day, only one meal on Dashami day. Upavasam, you can take up to 11:59 p.m. last night. But Vratam, no, only Eka Bhuktam, only one meal. Ekadashi Vratam is only one meal on Dashami. The whole of Ekadashi, no eating at all. No cooked food at all. And Dwadashi, only one meal again, Eka Bhuktam Dwadashi. And not only that, Ekadashi Vratam, you should not sleep on Ekadashi night. Jagarana, Harinama Kirtana. So Ekadashi, if you want to do as Upavasam, just simply fast from midnight of today till tomorrow morning 6 o'clock. If you want to sleep, sleep tonight. Tomorrow morning wake up, make cooked food, offer to Bhagavan, enjoy the prasadam. Ekadashi Upavasam. Ekadashi Vratam starts yesterday. Dashami day Eka Bhuktam, one meal only. Ekadashi day no cooked food. And Ekadashi night Jagarana, Harinama Smarana. And Dwadashi day again Eka Bhuktam. So Ekadashi night you did not sleep. So Dwadashi you cannot sleep during the daytime. Dwadashi you should not sleep during the daytime. Dwadashi again only night time only you should go back to sleep, and no eating again in the Dwadashi night. Dashami Eka Bhuktam, Ekadashi no Bhuktam, and Dwadashi Eka Bhuktam, and Ekadashi Jagarana is Ekadashi Vratam. And Mahatma Ambarisha fasted, not even palaharam, not even fruits. Nirjalam he fasted, without even taking water. And on Dwadashi day, sometimes Dwadashi will be there only for a few minutes. There is a slight difference between Smarta Ekadashi and Vaishnava Ekadashi. Only if that Ekadashi is there at the sunrise time, and that Ekadashi should not have any contamination of Dashami, then only it should be observed as Ekadashi. So sometimes by the time Dwadashi comes, they not even be a few hours. So that is why people will try to break their fast on Dwadashi day as early as possible within the Dwadashi time. As Ambarisha was about to break his fast on Dwadashi day, Mahatma Durvasa happened to come. And if you get an honorable guest, rule number 1, you should never eat without feeding the guest. Atidhi saptaram, Atidhi devo bhava. Bhagavan have simply said Matru devo bhava, Pitru devo bhava. He also said Acharya devo bhava, then said Atidhi devo bhava. So when Durvasa Maharshi came, Ambarisha invited him. Mahatma, please come and have Dwadashi Prasadam with us. Durvasa said, certainly I will come. But give me 10 minutes. Let me go to river Yamuna, do my Madhyanika Sandhya Vandanam, and I will come. He went to Yamuna, took shower, started doing Madhyanika Sandhya Vandanam. Japam, he got immersed in Japam and he totally forgot about time. Ambarisha is waiting and waiting. Dwadashi Ghadiyas are almost about to be over. He was in a dilemma. Having fasted on Ekadashi, I must break my fast during the Dwadashi time. But having invited a guest, I cannot eat before feeding the guest. What shall I do? Dharma Vedas that are there in his assembly. He is a Maharaja. The Dharma Vedas who are experts in interpreting Dharma, they said, Sarila Bhakshanam iti sammatam. Because you fasted without even taking water, Nirjala Ekadashi, Nirjala Ekadashi Upavasam, without even a drop of water. You must break your fast during the Dwadashi time. Therefore, take a cup of water and break your fast. But having invited a guest, you should not eat anything. So don't eat prasadam, but break your fast taking a glass of water. That is why they said Sarila Bhakshanam with sammatam. See how dharma changes. You are not offending a guest if you drink a glass of water. But you are fulfilling Dwadashi Parana because you did Nirjala Upavasam, you have broken the fast. Accordingly, Ambarisha took a glass of water. That's all. And waited for Mahatma Durvasa to come. Late in the afternoon, when Durvasa came out of his meditation, he thought, oh my God, it is late. Come on, let's go. With all his Asishyas, he came. Durvasa is very, very prone to anger. Gets very angry for no reason. And that too, he fasted. He is hungry. When you are hungry, కోపం ఇంకా ఎక్కువ అవుతుంటుంది అవునా మూగుడు తిరుగుతుంటే ఏం చెప్తావు ఇంట్లో నాకు తెలిసి కోపం తాకలు అవుతుంది కానీ ముందు భోంచేయి తర్వాత అన్ని సర్దుకుంటాయి రైట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ద సేమ్ సో Durvasa fasted, generally angry person. He fasted, all the more anger at its peak. Now, without even Ambarisha saying one word, Durvasa realized Ambarisha broke his fasting by taking a glass of water. That's it. In an unimaginable rage, anger at the highest level, Durvasa could not control himself. Used very, very unparliamentary words to Ambarisha. You pretend to be a Bhagavata, but you're a crook, you're a hypocrite. How dare you be even to take a glass of water before feeding me? Is your Dwadashi so important to you than feeding a Brahmarshi like me? And in his anger, they have piece of hair, matted hair, jata. He just pulled a piece of matted hair from his head and smashed on the ground and created a demon, Kritya, fire-spitting demon. Kurividayalantare, adi. Dragon, English lo kavalante. China dragon antare, fire-spitting demon. So, Durvasa created a fire-spitting demon, Kritya, and said, go and kill Ambarisha. Can you imagine that? A Bhagavata should be worshipped. But Durvasa says, go and kill Ambarisha. Ambarisha, as a pure Bhagavata, one of the 5 angas of Sharanagati. Remember? Anukulyasya sankalpam, pratikulyancha varjanam, rakshishitya mahavishwasam, gotrutta varnantadha, atmanikshepa karpanye, karpanyam. Karpanyam means swarakshana vishaye asamarthaha. Do not do anything to protect yourself. Somebody comes with a gun to shoot at you. Narayana, that's all. Don't even retaliate. Or to put it in American language, don't take your cell phone 911. No. No 911. Your 911 is actually for a Bhagavata. You know what is 911, right? You know 911? What is it? If there's an emergency, right? You call 911, police will come to help you, right? Correct? You know, for a Bhagavata, what is 911? Narayana. That's all is your 911. Ambarisha, exactly like a Bhagavata, did not even do anything to protect himself. Karpanyam. Prahlada did not do anything to protect himself when his father was tortured. So, simply Ambarisha folded his hands and said, Narayana, that's all. Bhagavan has no other business. Sir, no offenses. Why did Bhagavan incarnate as Rama, sir? Chapandi.
To practice whatever is told in Veda, to show them.
Generally, sir, why did Rama come, sir? Usual reply is to kill Ravana, right? No, Bhagavan's aim in taking incarnation is not to kill Ravana or anyone. Paritranaya sadhuna is the first and the primary duty of Narayana, to protect the devotees. Why did Bhagavan incarnate as Rama? To protect and to give Sharanagati to good devotees like Vibhishana, Sugriva. That's why that's his primary job. Having come, the secondary job is Vinashaya Dushkuta. Ravana Vadha or Shishupala Vadha is a secondary for Bhagavan. So his first and primary job is only to protect the devotees. The minute Ambarisha said Narayana, that's it. Whatever job Sriman Narayana has to do, it is a chakra, the personified energy of Narayana is a Sudarshana. Sudarshana is a Nitya Shuri. Nitya Shuri is ever liberated Jivatmas. Ananta, Garuda, Vishwaksena, Sudarshana, Panchajanya, Kaumodaki, Nandaka, Sharga, Vishnu Parshadas, Nitya Shuris. They never took birth because of karma. That Sudarshana, every act of Narayana is achieved through Sudarshana. When Bhagavan incarnated as Varaha and he has to kill Hiranyaksha, the teeth, the teeth of the Varahavatara is Sudarshana. When Bhagavan became Narasimha, the nails of Narasimha is Sudarshana. With the nails, he tore open the stomach and pulled the intestines and killed Hiranyakashipu. When Bhagavan became Vamana, Bharachakravarti wanted to give Dhanam. Shukracharya went inside that vessel to block the water flowing out. Bhagavan became the Darbha, Kusha grass in the Pavitram of Vamana, and he poked through that spout and Shukracharya lost his eye. So Sudarshana became the Darbha. When Bhagavan became Parashurama, Sudarshana became that axe parachute in his hands. When Bhagavan became Rama, Sudarshana became his arrow. When Bhagavan became Balarama, Sudarshana became his plow. And when Bhagavan became Krishna, he is entirely different. No separate forms. Lift the finger, Sudarshana will come directly. Same thing, Sudarshana is the one. That is why they say in Sudarshana mantra, remember Mala? What did they say? Parakarma, mantra, yantra, tantra, astra, shastrani, samhara, mrutyur, mochaya. So in the Sudarshana Mala mantram, it says parakarma, mantra, yantra, tantra, aushadha, astra, shastrani, samhara, mrutyur, mochaya. Even 1,000 weapons cannot stop Sudarshana. Any kind of mantra prayogam will not work against Sudarshana. Any kind of Shudra Devatas prayogam, like Bhetala prayogam, etc., will not work against Sudarshana. Even untimely death cannot come before if Sudarshana is there to protect you. That great is Sudarshana. So when Sudarshana Chakra came, Sudarshana came directly, killed that Kritya, that fire-spitting demon. Killed that Kritya, that fire-spitting demon. Then started chasing Durvasa. Durvasa is not an ordinary individual. Durvasa Amma Nana Evara Telsa. Evaru? Bhagavad Gita నేర్చుకున్నాం ఇంకేం రాదు కదా. Good తల్లి. Yes sir, just for fun. Ask her a shlokam, she will tell. Yama, ஏதாவது ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் கேளுங்க, சின்ன பொண்ணு சொல்லுவா. ஏதோ ஒரு ப்ராம்ப்ட் பண்ணுங்களே. Sorry, you know any shlokam, sir? Ask a shlokam, she will tell. Entaya? Very good. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. I know everything, but you do not know. Nattam vethi parantapa. Maybe ask her a better, because they are not practicing recently. At least now start practicing. Call all the 4 girls and we'll start again. when Arjuna is saying, Krishna, you say that you taught this Bhagavad Gita long time back to sun god Surya. Imam vivasvate yogam Manu Rikshvaka Vebravit. Then Arjuna says, come on, Krishna, you are of the same age as myself. How am I to believe that you told this one to Surya long time back? That is when Krishna says, Bahurime Vyakitani Janmani Prarjuna Nattam Veti Parantapa, he says. Then he says, Ajopisan Aviyatma Bhutana. So, Sharirastoti Kauntaya Nakaroti Nalipyate. And he says, Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Dushkuta. So, in this case, Durvasa is not an ordinary person. In his own capacity, he is a Maharshi, he is a Brahmarshi. And he is the son of Atri Maharshi and Anasuya Devi. And the physical father is Atri, but the spiritual father is none other than Shankara himself. Born with the blessings of Shankara to Atri and Anasuya is Durvasa. In spite of all these qualifications, Durvasa could not protect himself when Sudarshana Chakra was chasing him. There was no way, even if Durvasa has gone and was hiding in the mountain caves, Sudarshana followed him. No way to protect. He went all the way to Brahmalokam, requesting Brahma to protect. What all Brahma said, the greatest weapon I have is what? Brahmastra. Even the Brahmastra is of no use before Sudarshana. Am I creating stories? Or do you believe even Brahmastra is of no use before Sudarshana? Do anyone of you know that Brahmastra is of no use before Sudarshana? Can you give a yes, sir? Where? Exactly. When Ashwadhama, the unimaginable, what do you call, sadist, unimaginably cruel person is Ashwadhama. Because of his attachment to Duryodhana, he gave a promise to Duryodhana, I will make sure Pandava's dynasty will not be there. When Kurukshetra war was over, the 5 sons of Draupadi were sleeping. The 5 children of Draupadi who were sleeping were just cut off. Their throats were cut off. Then he did not stop there, even though Draupadi spared his life. He went back and started thinking, I promised my friend Duryodhana there will be no Pandava dynasty. Anyway, Pandavas are old people, they will die, if not today, tomorrow. I killed 5 sons of Draupadi. Good. Abhimanyu is dead. Who else is remaining? Oh my God, Abhimanyu is dead. Abhimanyu's wife Uttara is pregnant. What if Uttara delivers a baby boy tomorrow? That fellow, the dynasty will continue. So onto the unborn fetus that is there in the womb of Uttara, Ashwadhama did the Brahmastra Prayoga. And as Krishna was about to leave, Uttara begs and Krishna becomes a miniature Krishna. The Angushta Pramana goes and sends a Sudarshana Chakra. And Sudarshana Chakra with one stroke wiped out the entire power of Brahmastra. That is where we should understand. It is not for fun, I say, that Sudarshana Chakra before him, Brahmastra will not work. So Brahma confessed, you know it. I cannot do anything if Sudarshana Chakra is, even my greatest one, Brahmastra, is of no use. When there is no use, there is no point in talking to him because Sudarshana is chasing. That's it. Go to Shankara. Go to Shankara. Shankara said, even the greatest weapon I have, Pashupatam, is of no use before Sudarshana. I cannot save you. If Sudarshana is chasing you, nobody can protect you. Back to you, same question. Is it again I am telling stories? Or is there any proof that even no weapon can act against Sudarshana, including Pashupatam? You know where? Banasura's episode. In the case of Banasura, we will come across Krishna Tattvam. That's why I'm rushing completely so that I can have at least 4 sessions for Krishna Tattvam. Even 4 sessions are not enough. Krishna ante ishtamanattamma. Oka padyam cheptava. Nallani vaadu Padma nayanambula vaadu. Gurtunda? Nuvu kadle, nee venakalu unnaanu. Nuvu chinna pillavu neeke telustundi. Meeku telugu amma meeru? Aa blue saree meeru telugu. నిన్న ఏదో చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు పద్యాలు కృష్ణుడి గురించి చదువుకోలేదా? చూడకుండా రావు, చూస్తే చదువుతారా? The reason I'm saying is, in the case of Banasura, literally Shankara came to fight with Krishna, including Shivajvara Prayogam. Everything is done. Every astram was released. Now, nothing could work before Sudarshana. Nothing could work. Shankara could not protect. Went to Vaikuntham, not Karana Vaikuntham, Karya Vaikuntham, and begged Mahavishnu to protect. Mahavishnu said, I can protect you, but why should I protect you? The minute you offended a Bhagavata, Parama Bhagavatottama like Ambarisha, you deserve death. Durvasa said, I'm a Brahmarshi, so what? I'm the son of Patri, so what? I'm born with the mercy of Shankara, so what? That's all. Am I supposed to die? I did not say that. Will you protect me? I will not protect you. Is there anybody who can protect me? Go to the same Bhagavata you did Apacharam. Ambarisha, fall at his feet. My job is only to release the Sudarshana Chakra. But to withdraw, I don't want to do that. I can do that, but I don't want to do that. Who can? Only Ambarisha can do. That is when Durvasa comes and falls at the feet of Ambarisha. And Ambarisha, that unimaginable Sudarshana Stotram, where the greatness of Sudarshana, Pratibhata Srini Bhishana, Varaguna Stoma Bhushana, Janabhayasthana Tarana, Jagadavasthana Karana, Nikhira Dushkarma Karshana, Nigama Sadharma Darshana, Jaya Jaya Sri Sudarshana, Jaya Jaya Sri Sudarshana, Mahatma Vedanta Deshika, in his Sudarshana Ashtakam praises Sudarshana like that. That is the power of Sudarshana. That is why they say, when you have your Samashrayanam, why Yamadutas are scared of Sudarshana? Because Sudarshana Mahajjvala, Koti Surya Samaprabha, Ajnanandhasya me deva, Vishnor Margam Pradarshaya. That Vishnu Marga Pradarshaka is Sudarshana. That is the greatness of Sudarshana. You understand? Unfortunately. ఏం చేద్దాం? గుడ్డివాడి దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసి కోహినూరు వజ్రించినా కానీ ఏదో బండరాయి అనుకొని పారేస్తారు. అలా ఉంటుంది మన పని. Same thing. So that Sudarshana Stotram by Ambarisha in Srimad Bhagavatam is a very, very wonderful one. Only when Ambarisha pacified, Sudarshana was withdrawn. Then Durvasa realized his mistake and glorified how great are Bhagavatas. That even though they are offended, they will not retaliate. They will not retaliate. And where is another example? Where if you are a true Bhagavata, even if you are offended, they will not retaliate. Yama, anywhere? Can you come across? Another incident in, I'm only looking at time, when I have to stop. It's already 8 o'clock, you know that? Yama, you know where exactly is that? In the case of Rudrasura, Chitra Ketu Pakhyanam. Chitra Ketu Pakhyanam. So we'll just touch up Chitra Ketu Pakhyanam and stop, okay? Because you said only 6 to 8. We already exceeded, it's already past 8 o'clock. Chitra Ketu Pakhyanam. Very wonderful way. Chitra Ketu was a great king. Problem, no children. Mahatmas, Angirasa, Narada, they came. He worshipped them. They asked, why are you so sad? No sons. Punnama Narakam. Angirasa Mahatma said, why do you want children? You will be happy, but you'll be sad also. Why do you want children? You know why that little fellow is born as your son? No? No, you don't know? Very simple, sir. Runa Anubandha Rupena Pashu Patni Suta Alaya. You borrowed from him thousands of dollars in your previous life and you never paid him back. Now that fellow is born as your son and he is collecting kindergarten, pay $5,000. MIT, Harvard, pay $100,000 per year. So he is collecting every penny that you owe him with interest. Same thing. Emma, are you a housewife or you have a job, Emma? Housewife. Your husband has a job? You know why you became his wife? Because in the previous birth, he borrowed from you and he never paid you back. Now you have become his wife and collecting with interest. Your diamond necklace, your gold vardhanam, your pattu sarees, your cosmetics, your lipstick, everything you are collecting with interest. Runa means you borrowed from somebody. Anubandham, you develop attachment also. Because of this runam and anubandham, even a cat that comes and stays with you, even a pet dog in your house, you borrowed from that fellow. That fellow's karma, he became a dog and he ended up in your house. Every month you are spending $100 on dog food or $50 on cat food and $200 for the veterinarian. Why? Pashu, even the dog or a cat in your house. Pashu, Patni, wife, Suta, children, Alaya, somewhere we are born in India, right? We came to America. $1 million house. Every month, $8,000 for mortgage, 8,000, 7,000, 6,000. Why? Alaya, Runam. Somewhere we were born in some birth in America and we owe something to America. So we are coming and we are paying it back. So Runa Anubandha Rupena Pashu Patni Sutalaya. Exactly Angirsa Mahatma said this. Why do you worry about all these things? If you borrowed from somebody, you don't have to ask. That fellow will come automatically as your son and he will collect every penny from you with interest. So why do you worry? No, 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 no. I'm a king, I will manage. So bless me with a child. All right. They blessed. And in 1 year's time, Chitra Ketu Maharaja got a wonderful son. Got a wonderful son. He got a son through his first wife. Those days, Maharajas had more than one wife. And the other wives didn't have children. And the king is spending all his time with the newborn child. And he is so affectionate to the wife who delivered that baby child, baby boy for him. And the other ladies became jealous. The baby is not even 1 year old. The other ladies just poisoned the baby. And the baby died. And the baby died. Chitra Ketu was just crying and crying and crying. Again, Angirasa and Narada came. He fell at their feet and begged them. And begged them. What is this, Swami? Mahatmas, you blessed me with a child. Not even 1 year. He's gone. Do something. Do something. Bring my child back to life. Angirasa Maharshi said, being such a learned man, why are you crying for the dead? Who is who for you? The wife, the husband, child is a body relationship. For the Atma, there is no relationship at all. Why are you crying for a dead child? His term is over. He's gone. His karma is there to be on the planet Earth only for 1 year. He finished his prarabdha karma. He has gone. That's all. No, Chitra Ketu will not listen. Then Angirasa said, my dear Jivatma, because the body is still there, the dead body is still there of the child. My dear Jivatma, who left the body of this baby, your father is crying for you. Please come back into the body and make your father happy. Angirasa Maharshi addressed the Jivatma, come back into the body and make your father happy. The Jivatma replied, Mahatma Angirasa, being such a great person, why are you asking me to come back into the body with which my karma is over? And by the way, you said my father is crying and make him happy. Which father shall I make happy? Once upon a time, I was born as an animal. Is it my animal father who is crying and shall I make him happy? Once upon a time, I was born as a beggar. Is it the beggar father is crying, I should make him happy? Once I was born in a royal family. Is it the king father shall I make happy? Who is my father? The father is only for the body, not for me. Why are you asking me to make my father happy? My goodness. When Chitra Ketu heard the reply from a 1 year old fellow's dead body, that who is my father? Is it the animal father or the beggar father or the king father? He realized the relationships are only body relationships. The only relationship your Atma is having is only with that Paramatma. And who is that Paramatma? Chapra, Ishvaraha Sarvabhutanam. Exactly. As Paramatma, he is there in the hearts of everyone. Therefore, the only relationship a Atma is having with Paramatma only. Chitra Ketu realized and did unimaginable bhakti to Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Bhagavan Sriman Narayana blessed him. I want to bless you with a beautiful plane, nice plane. Enjoy. Enjoy. Then you can come to me. Chitra Ketu got a plane. He was going everywhere. Once he was going there, flying over Kailasam. Over there, Mrudani, Parvati, was there sitting in the lap of Shankara as Ardhanarishwara. So Mrudani, Parvati was sitting in his lap. And there are so many Prabhadaganas and Maharshis, praying to Shankara. And Chitraketu noticed that Shankara was looking at Parvati in a very, very amorous way. And all of a sudden, Chitraketu commented, when so many Mahatmas are there, Shankara, do you have to keep Parvati in your lap and look at her in that amorous way? Parvati got so annoyed. You stupid fellow, how dare you be to find fault with my husband and that to Shankara? Because of your ahankara for having found fault with the Shankara, may you be born as a Rakshasa. Parvati cursed him. May you be born as a Rakshasa. You know Chitraketu what he did? I accept your word, Mother Parvati. I beg you for only one favor. Even if I am born as a Rakshasa, make sure I will not forget my Lord Hari. That's all he prayed. Yama. Actually, napkin the cough drops in between to clear the throat. The throat becomes dry in between also. So he said, you know what he prayed, Chitraketu? Mata Parvati, I accept your curse. Let me become a Rakshasa, but give me one favor. Even if I become a Rakshasa, let me not forget my Lord Narayana. That's all I want. Good. Then, is Nakshatra there, Ma? Something interesting to you. That's why I called you today, your name. Now, Chitraketu's term is over. He has to be born as a Rakshasa. Once upon a time, Indra wanted to do a yajna. His regular priest is Brahaspati. Brahaspati was busy that time, so he could not accept to be the chief priest for the yajna. So Indra is the son of Kashyapa and Aditi. Kashyapa and Aditi. Kashyapa had another wife, Diti. Diti's children are Rakshasas. One of them is Vrishaparva. Vrishaparva is a great man. Sorry, Twashta. Twashta is a great man. Twashta can act as a priest. He went and requested Twashta, will you be my priest and conduct the yajna for me? You spend all the money, you call a priest. You don't know whether the priest is chanting the mantras for your welfare or with your money, he is doing it for his welfare. But Indra knows this Twashta was doing some mantras for Indra's welfare and some for his own welfare and his brother's welfare. Indra got annoyed, killed the priest who was officiating as a priest. Brahmahatya Patakam. Immediately, Maharshis came. You are unfit to be the Indra. Get out. He went around everyone. How can I get rid of my Brahmahatya Patakam? Maharshis suggested, offer a bribe, offer a gift. If somebody can take your Brahmahatya Patakam, let them suffer. You in compensation, you give them something. He begged everyone, will you take my Brahmahatya? I'll give you any amount of money, any amount of happiness. Nobody came forward. Finally, 4 people came forward. They said, we cannot take the entire Brahmahatya Patakam, but we have some peculiar desires. We can only handle 1/4 of the Patakam. If you give a boon for us in return for accepting 1/4 of your Brahmahatya Patakam. Mother Earth came forward. People in the name of mining, construction, digging, they make my skin always dense, digging holes, etc. Let me have a smooth sheen of my skin. Even if it is a stone, dirt, leaves, anything falls, I should be able to cover up and again become normal. Give me that boon. We will take 1/4 of the sin. Granted. Why Bhudevi asked, we don't know. She asked and he gave. As a result of the Brahmahatya Patakam, guess what? Parts of land became barren land. Usarakshetram. You plant anything, nothing will grow there. Usarakshetram. Before you plant anything anywhere, beautifully trees, plants, flowers, fruits, everything. But because of 1/4 of the share of Brahmahatya Patakam, parts of the Bhudevi became barren. Usarakshetram. Nothing will grow there. Then water came forward. We want a peculiar boon. Unless water is used, nothing should be clean. And not only that, one gallon of milk, add 1 gallon of water. It should become 2 gallons and you cannot separate. If we are added, quantity should increase. And if we are added, cleaning should be there. Without us, nothing should be done. Give us. Sure, we'll give you that boon. And in return, as a result of the 1/4 of Brahmahatya Patakam water accepted, foam appeared for water. Foam, orthodox people, coffee, like this, foam will be there. Orthodox people will not take anything with foam. It is part of Brahmahatya. Because foam is neither water nor air. It is air mixed with water as a bubble. And that should not be taken. That is why Orthodox people, whenever they take water from the tap, if there are bubbles, they don't drink. That's why they take from the well. Anything that from a pipe can give bubbles. From the well, it won't give bubbles. When they go to the river to take a bath, because if the water is flowing and air bubbles are there, they will not take bath. They will just push the water bubbles away and then take bath. Because Brahmahatya dosham you will catch if you drink the water with bubbles or take a bath in rivers with bubbles over there. Brahmahatya Patakam, foam appeared for water. Third one, trees personified came forward. I cut off your hand, it will not grow again. I cut off your leg, it will not grow again. Trees are also like that. Chop off the branches, cut off at the trunk, it will not grow again. So trees came forward and requested Indra, even if people cut off, because they use us for firewood, buildings, everything, furniture, let them cut off. As long as we have the roots, cut off a branch, we should grow it again. Cut off the trunk, we should grow again. Give us that boon. Sure. As a result of the Brahmahatya Patakam, gum started oozing. Gum is actually, Orthodox people will not use gum from the plants, from the trees. Orthodox people will only use boiled rice flour with water, that only to paste. They will never use gum because I know it is difficult. If the deeper and deeper you go, life will become more difficult, right? You cannot even drink water from the tap, right? Because there should be no bubbles, etc. So like that. So gum is a Brahmahatya dosham effect for the trees. Good. Nakshatra, are you there, Ma? I don't know whether you like it or not. This is very delicate matter. I'll try my best to put it as gentle as possible. Womanhood personified came. Womanhood personified came to Indra and said, look at every animal. The mating between a male and a female is only to become pregnant and to get a baby. Even human beings were there like that once upon a time. The mating between a man and a woman is only for the lady to become pregnant, and that's it. No other contact between the male and female. Womanhood personified came forward. Men, they speak out. Women, we don't speak out. We have 100 million times more desires than men, but we don't speak out. So we ask you for a boon, whether it is for pregnancy or not for pregnancy. During pregnancy, after pregnancy, we always want to have conjugal happiness with men. Give us that boon. Then we will take 1/4 of your sin. Good. Because of the boon that only in human beings, the mating between a man and a woman is there for pregnancy, not for pregnancy, during pregnancy, after pregnancy, only in humans. As a consequence of that, are you there, Nakshatra? Monthly cycle started appearing for the ladies. Before that, there was no monthly cycles for ladies. Before that, Even ladies had a yajnopavitam. If you look at orthodox, what do you call temples where they make the vigrahas, etc., even ladies, Lakshmi, Parvati, Saraswati, they all have yajnopavitams. Not only that, even in the Upanishad time, Maitreyi, Gargi, they all studied Vedas. They were there in the Yajnavalkya Maharshi's this thing. In Upanishads, Maitreyi, Gargi, they all participated. After the Brahmahatya dosham, no Yajnapavitam, no Veda Parayinam, no Pranavam. Got it? Brahmahatya dosham. Because Pranavam is Parabrahma Swarupam. Om Ityekaksharam Brahma. On one side you have Brahmahatya dosham. On the other side you want to have what do you call Parabrahma Upasana? No, not compatible. You understand now? That is why. It is not that the men folk imposed something on you. It is a self-inflicted goal. You know, self-goal means, you see the games, right, Amma? Soccer, etc. It is not the other side is, hitting a goal. You are hitting your ball out into the goal post, right? It's a self-made goal, self-inflicting pain. So, coming back to when Indra got rid of, then came Chitra Ketu, born as Vruttarasura. How to kill Vruttarasura? How to kill Vruttarasura? When Twashta was killed, Twashta's son did a yajna. I want to get a son who will kill Indra. But unfortunately, the Swara Lopam resulted. Instead of getting a son who will kill Indra, it went to a son who will be killed by Indra. That's why mantra, unless you have proper upadesham. Are you following me, sir? Without proper upadesham, if you chant mantra, Swara Lopam can change to dramatic contrary effects. So, Vishwarupa, when he was doing the yajna, his intention, let me get a son who will kill Indra. But because of Swaralopam, he got a son who will be killed by Indra. And that is Vruttarasura. And then Vruttarasura came, unimaginable fight. Indra, no way to protect himself. Now, for all of you, you're all scared of doing organ donation. Please go and sign up for organ donation. I'm not a volunteer for that. But in our Vedic religion, organ donation is a valid Vedic karma. Nothing wrong in doing it. How do you know? Indra could not defeat Vruttarasura, went to Narayana. Then he said, there is a Mahatma by name Dadhichi. Dadhichi in Naimisharanyam. Have you gone to Naimisharanyam, sir, any one of you? We only know one thing. San Francisco to Chennai, San Francisco to Hyderabad. That's all we know. We never visit Vrindavan. We never go to Ayodhya. We never go to Mathura. We never go to Vrindavan. We never go to Naimisharanyam. We never go to Badrinath. We never go to Muktinath. Very sad, right, Amma? Only direct flight, non-stop from here to Chennai or here to Hyderabad. That's all we want. No. Naimisharanyam, wonderful place. Naimisharanyam, where Dadhichi Maharshi was doing tapasya. Narayana suggested, go and ask Dadhichi, can you do organ donation? Forget about organ donation, body donation itself. It is not even organ donation, sir. It is not giving one eye or one kidney. No, it is organ donation. No, body donation. Ask a Mahatma Dadhichi for body donation. He will gladly sacrifice his body for you. Call Vishwakarma. From the vertebral column of Dadhichi, he will make a special weapon for you, Vajrayudham. With that only you can kill. Good. Indra came and begged Dadhichi, can you give body donation? Can you sacrifice your body? Mahatma Dadhichi, you know what he said? What greater fortune is there for me? I thought this body is useless after death. And you say Narayana said this body is useful even after death also? If that is the case, gladly I will give up my body. Go to Naimisharanyam. There is the Dadhichi Maharshi ashramam you can see. Such a wonderful place. Dadhichi Maharshi gave up his body. Vishwakarma came and manufactured Vajrayudham from the vertebral column, from the backbone of Dadhichi Maharshi. So with Vajrayudham, Indra came to fight. Even though Vruttarasura is there, Because of his prayer to Parvati, even if I become a demon, let me not forget my Narayana. He is still chanting Narayana and came to fight with Indra. Indra came. You know, Vrtrasura wanted to teach Indra a lesson. Indra, shame on you. For your protection, you went and asked a Mahatma to sacrifice his life. Did you see the difference between you wanted to live and somebody has to die for you? Look at that Mahatma. He is even ready to die so that somebody will live. Could you see the difference? Indra, you wanted to live, you made somebody die. Look at that Mahatma. Even if I die, somebody will live. Therefore, let me die. That is Bhagavatas. Vrtrasura explains this to Indra. You think you are great because you have a weapon? Vajrayutham, you can kill me. Hello, even if you have a weapon, you should know how to handle it. You want to see that? Look at me and my Narayana's power. Just with one shulam, he just cut off the hand of Indra that is holding the Vajrayutham. The entire hand of Indra was cut off. Then Vrtrasura said, let me take pity on you. Because it is Narayana, my Lord Narayana, who said, go to Dadhichi and get the Vajrayutham. I respect my Lord Narayana's word. Now, go, pick up that weapon. Now you start fighting. So even if you have a weapon, it is of no use if you are incapable fellow. So now he said, go, pick up that weapon. Now kill me. Now, with that Vajrayutham, Indra came, cut off the hands, cut off the legs, and finally, with one stroke of Vajrayutham, Vrtrasura's head was cut off. The minute Vrtrasura's head was cut off, even though he was there in the body of a demon, Bhagavan Narayana, the Atma, like a flame, came out of the body of Vrtrasura because he was Chitra Ketu, a great Bhagavata in the previous birth. Vrtrasura's Atma went all the way to Vaikuntham and got merged in Sayujya Moksha. That is why in Bhagavatam, we come across great Bhagavatas like Ambarisha or Ajamila or Chitra Ketu or Bharata, Jada Bharata. All of them become Bhagavatas. There is nothing superior to becoming a Bhagavata. Anybody knows Annamacharya Kirtanam? In one Kirtana he sings, Hemmela punyalu chesi ila ela vatsugata kammina bhaktini haridasudu kavachuna. If you have a lot of punya karma, you can become Prime Minister Modi, you can become President Biden, but you will not become a Bhagavata. To become a Bhagavata is superior to becoming a Prime Minister of a country or becoming the President of a country. Yemmela punyalu chesi ila ela vatsugaka kammina bhaktini haridasudu kavachuna. That a Haridasa is such a great thing. And those Haridasas are, why do you think when you had this Samashrayanam Sharanagati this morning, why do you think your name no longer Nirmala, Nirmala Ramanuja Dasi, Nirmala Dasi, that Dasyam. That is why they say you should not ask Bhagavan for anything. But in the Vedic literature, there is only one thing that you can ask. You know what is that? Tava Nitya Kinkaratam Prardhaye. Please bless me to be your servant. That is the only thing you can ask for. Nitya Dasyam. Even in fact, in Sharanagati, they don't even ask for moksha. The only thing you ask for is, may I be your eternal servant. Since this planet Earth is not eternal, only Vaikuntham is eternal. Since your desire is pure to serve him eternally, he is taking you to Vaikuntham so that you can continue your eternal kainkar. Are you getting the point? So a pure Bhagavata will not even ask for moksha. It is a byproduct. The byproduct of your pure desire to do dasyam. Kinkarata means dasyam, nitya dasyam. Nitya dasyam dasyatiti vishwasa purvakam prardhaye. Nitya dasyam dasyati iti vishwasa purvakam prardhaye. That is Sharanagati. In Sharanagati, you don't even ask for moksha. Because some people will say, oh, you don't ask for anything. He's not asking for moksha, is a desire. You are not asking. If you say, I want to be your boss, it is a mistake. If I want to be your servant, it is not a mistake. If you say, I want to boss over you, it is a mistake, ahankara. If you say, I want to be your servant, it is not ahankara. So the only thing that you ask for is nitya kinkaratvam. And that nitya kinkaratvam, planet Earth is not eternal. At the end of the day of Brahma, Bhulokam, Bhuvarlokam, Swargalokam, up to Swargalokam wiped out every day at the end of the day of Brahma. And when 100 years of Brahma are over, up to Brahmalokam, everyone will be wiped out. That is why Krishna said, Brahma Hunalokan Puravatanojana. Mamapechiti Kaunteya Punarjanma Navijyate. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayana Margana Mahimheshaha Gobrahmanebhya Shumastaricham Loka Samasta Sukno Bhavantu Kali Vashata Parjinya Pradhivi Sashalinim Deshoyam Kshabrita Bhut Brahmana Santanilbhayaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Karmaram Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Yadakshapada Prashtam Matra Hirante Bhavet Tat Sarvam Shamatan Deva Narayana Moste Visargibhi Matrani Padakshaja Nyuna Chatikra Purushotama Sarvapachara Samastapachara Shmasma Om Asmat Guru Bhyalma Asmat Guru Bhyalma Asmat Sarva Guru Bhyalma Sri Rangana Shagopa Indrashtum Lakshmi Nrsimha Shedet Karunika Patram Sri Rangavira Raj Shagopa Purjam Vedan Yasmupajay Shimade Shivan Shagopa Shri Vedan Yasmaha Deshika Ayamaha Narayana. Ma, if you have any question or simple thing that you want to answer, that you want to ask, feel free. Ma. No questions, Ma? No questions? Oh, your Shankachakras are fresh. When did you get Samashini?
Last year.
Last year. Very good. Very nice. Very good. Go ahead, Ma. No questions, Ma, anyone of you? No? Yeah, no questions. That's okay. Let me try. That's okay. Go ahead. You tell Sharanagati.
So the Sharanagati is like different degrees. For example, like with a like degree of Sharanagati. For example, like degree of perfection. Right?
Sharanagati itself is perfect. But the only difference is in Sharanagati, some people do Artha Prapatti. Artha Prapatti, if you do, your body, your soul will leave the body within 5 minutes. Nowadays, no Acharya is doing Artha Prapatti. What we do is called a Drupta Prapatti. Drupta Prapatti, you live for the entire life going through Prarabdha Karma. Only Sanchita Karma you have to be wiped out. So if Prarabdha Karma is also wiped out, that's called Artha Prapatti. But now Acharyas are not doing. And Sharanagati, different types of Swanishta. If you are a Mahatma who can give Sharanagati to others, you can do Sharanagati for yourself. Acharya Nishta, Acharya can do in your name. Mukti Nishta, Acharya will say you will repeat. So they are the different kinds of Sharanagati.
Suppose we do the Acharya Renunciation.
Nishta.
So that is the Sharanagati.
Andavanashram, right? I think for you it is Acharya Nishta, right? For Andavanashram it is Acharya Nishta, right? You keep on prostrating before Acharya 100 times. And the Acharya will do it on your behalf and say, yes, your Sharanagati is perfect. Correct? Exactly. So in some Acharyas, they do Acharya Nishta. We belong to Ahobala Matham where we do Bhukti Nishta. Bhukti Nishta, Acharya will say and make you repeat the mantra and you do it on your cognizance. Right? Acharya Nishta, Bhukti Nishta, Swanishta. There is another one also, Bhagavata Nishta. If somebody is there like a Bhagavata, like Ambarisha, etc., even he can give Sharanagati to others. So these are the different varieties of Sharanagati. Acharya Nishta, Bhukti Nishta, Swanishta, Bhagavata Nishta. As I said, he's from Manavanashram. Manavanashram, they do only Acharya Nishta. I hope the Bhukti Nishta. Right? Swanishta, Swayamacharyas do by Swanishta. Likewise, Sharanagati, Artha Prapatti, Drupta Prapatti. So these are the different things. No questions, Amma? All right.
I just have a small announcement. On Sunday, which is the last day of Bhagavatas Saptaham, we have it from 3:30 to 5:30. Just make a note of that on Sunday. And on Saturday, Swamiji is conducting Rukmani Kalyanam in Fremont and Union City. So please, you're all welcome if you want to attend Rukmani Kalyanam. I think you all have my
So by then we'll try to do Rukmini Kalyanam and you will enjoy really Rukmini's Kalyanam. Nare, nare. You had Upadesham, no? ఇప్పుడే చెప్తాను కదా ఓం నమో భగవతే వాసుదేవాయ ఆచార్యుల వారి దగ్గర ఉపదేశం పొందారు.
Please take prasadam.
నరే 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 wow, you got apples kana? Come. You got apples? You like this? What is this?